I'd like to call the meeting of the Halifax County School Board to order and welcome those who are in attendance. I'd ask that each board member please check your microphones so you can be heard when speaking. We will hear each other's opinion but ultimately act as one. We will speak candidly and courteously to each other and listen to dissenting or different viewpoints with an open mind. We will help each other to depersonalize disagreements. Once we reach a decision or a compromise, as a board, we will each support the will of the board in word and deed. I ask now that we observe a moment of silence, and I ask that during this time that we also remember our neighbor across the waters and the loss of the Queen of England. I'd ask we now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Would now ask for the approval of the agenda. If there are any amendments to be added. If not, we need a motion and a second for the approval of the agenda. Are there any amendments to add?
I move that we approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those, is any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? The approval of the agenda is passed. Next item is the consent agenda. I now ask for an approval for the consent agenda,
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
and ask for a second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? Motion is carried. Next item on the agenda is the citizens' comments. Wait just 1 minute. Okay. The Halifax County School Board welcomes and encourages citizen participation in its meetings regarding matters of public concern. To ensure fair and timely participation, the following procedures are observed by the school board. All presenters are asked to state their name. Each speaker on a public concern is limited to 3 minutes. The First Amendment gives citizens the right to speak out on matters of public concern, but not the right to speak out on matters of private concern. Speakers on private matters will be told they are out of order, asked to be seated, and asked to take the matter through the proper chain of command: immediate supervisor, principal, grievance procedure, etc. Speakers' comments are limited to a presentation on his or her point of view only. Questions of clarification may be entertained only by the board members. All comments are to be directed to the board. Debate between a recognized speaker and audience members or between board members and the speaker is not permitted. Courtesy between the speaker and audience is expected at all times. Speakers are requested to leave any written statements and/or comments with the clerk of the board. Individuals speaking on behalf of an organized group are required to file with the clerk written authorization from the group allowing the individual to represent that group. And presentation to the board by groups should obtain approval from the chairman of the board, submit all written materials and data no later than 5 days prior to the meeting, in time to be included in the board's agenda packet, distributed the week before each regular monthly meeting. Limit presentations to 5 minutes and file with the clerk written authorization from the group allowing the individuals to represent that group. The school board also allows a citizens' comment session lasting no more than 30 minutes at the beginning of each regular meeting. Request a concise written explanation of each presentation to be made to the school board be included with the agenda packet sent out the week in advance of a regular board meeting. Allow speakers addressing general items on the agenda to alternate between pro and con statements. I now ask, are there any citizen comments? Anyone who wishes to come and speak, please come to the podium, say your name, and if you are an individual, you have 3 minutes to speak.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Jack Donovan. I've been here before, and I hope to come again. I am really concerned about the fact that we have not given the contractors the opportunity to choose between sites for this school. And I didn't realize that that was the case until recently, so I went out and looked at different sites that I knew of had potential. I found, I think, the perfect site. I know that we have started down this road at another site. However, time can be made up on this new site because it is unobstructed. It is ready to go to work on, and the landowner has agreed to sell. I have a list of advantages here that I won't pass out with reading, but I would hope that you would consider it. I am going to do everything I can to see that we don't spend $100 million behind 2 all-night gas stations, hidden from view largely by buildings between it and the highway. That just does not make sense. We should have done our homework earlier, and I'll take as much blame for this as anyone. But please, let's take a look. And some people say, well, it's too far down the road. I don't ever believe in anything is too far gone that you can't take. So I'm going to pass this out. I'll ask you to look at it. I'm going to be back with you individually. And I'm going to do everything I can to see that we spend $110 million on a beautiful building in a beautiful setting worthy of the citizens of this county. And I thank you for your time. I will pass these out. And you have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Donovan. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You too.
Do we have anyone else? All right. Thank you again, Mr. Donovan. Next item would be the superintendent, whoops, yes. Next item would be the superintendent's report and information items.
Okay. I will
update you all on several things that have been going on since we opened school on August 29th. First of all, I'll let you all know that our enrollment as of today is 4,650 students, and that is up about 300 or so students from last year. I'll just give you a little quick breakdown on that. That's 2,275 students at our pre-K and elementary school, 908 in the middle school. The high school is at 1,382, and 85 students at the Pace Academy. So that just kind of gives you a little bit of where those students are and where they are across the county. We've had a smooth opening of schools, and what I see when I'm out around the county is I see students engaged, I see screens off, teachers engaged, up and moving around, and it's really good things. I feel a lot of great energy. We are preparing for some to go through some academic reviews. We know we have some ground to make up, but we're getting ready to go through that. That's not a bad thing. So we're going through that training with the VDOE right now, and we're going to be heading out into our buildings, working with our principals to go through that in some of our buildings. So we've gone through recently the state. Some folks from the state were here going through the state SPED review with us, and we kind of knew the things that we were already focused on. Hey, we need to get our graduation rates up for our SPED kids. We already knew that, and so we're going to keep working on that. And we want that, they want that, and we all want the same thing. So we're going to keep working on that as well. Our sports teams are doing well. One of the things I got super excited about was this past Friday, I was able to participate in our 9/11 remembrance with our junior ROTC. And we're a lot of times, the media and lots of folks focus on what our kids aren't doing right, but our junior ROTC program in this county is certainly something to be proud of. And if you saw the newspaper today, they were all on the front page, and they put them in there, but that was just really something special. So just shout out to them. I've also had a chance to go over and be part of Comet News, our news media, and it's the yearbook class, but they do so much more than that. So they put on a full-fledged news show, and so that is really something. Our kids are doing great things. The band is back. The band's making a comeback. So again, just so much energy, guys. Just get out in our schools. I encourage all of you all, just get out there. And again, there's so much going on in our community. There's just movement. People are out and about and attending community events. This past weekend, I had a chance to be part of the North Halifax Marathon with the Ladies Auxiliary, and so many of our families are out and about, and our kids are out and about and doing good things. Our teenagers are doing great things. They are part of that. But here's another really neat thing. That evening, we have some alumni that have launched a scholarship, and it's called the Lifting Minority Scholarship. And they have, in honor of one of our retired teachers, Mr. George Page, this group of alumni have launched a fully funded $25,000 scholarship in honor of Mr. George Page. And I got to attend that launch, and they're going to do it next year and in the years to come for a student attending college. So that's life-changing, and that's a big deal. So the paving project, guys, let's talk about logistics. The traffic down at Cluster Springs has been a problem for a lot of years, and so we knew that on the first day of school, hey, we got to solve this. So when we find out about things and we can solve them, let's not talk about it, let's be about it. So we called some folks, and as of today, traffic's off the road on 501. How about that? And traffic's out of people's personal property on that side road. So done. Thank you, Mr. Brumfield. Thank you for helping us get that solved. So I know the folks down at Cluster Springs are going to be happy about that. So the other thing that I've really been focused on, and that was one of my goals coming, was to get engaged and get involved with community groups and community, just what's here in the industry here. I've been able, thank you, Ms. Shotwell, for inviting us and letting us go out to Presto. I've been invited to the SOVA Innovation Center. Our principals meeting this week later is at the SOVA Innovation Center. So we're gonna get to try on some of that technology. So principals, be ready. Today I was at the Prizery, so tune in next month. We're going to the Prizery. So yeah, we're just gonna get out, guys. We can't run these schools from in our space, and we want our people to come in, and we've got to build partnerships. So that's really what we're going to be about. And we want that for our kids too. So just one more really quick thing. One of the biggest things coming up is October 7th. 75 of our juniors are going to be engaged in Manufacturing Day. And they're going to have an on-site visit because they need to know what's out there, what's in our community. And they're going to get a chance to spend half a day in an industry. And I'd like to shout out to these places. Annan and Novak, Hitachi, Huber, Presto and TMI Autotech, and RTP have invited 75 of our young people to come and tour and spend time with them. So we're starting, things are back, people are in person, and this is just in the first 2.5 weeks of school. So we're just starting this ball rolling, y'all. So here we go. There's probably more than you want to know, but we're here.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I do not have any remarks to make at this time, and our vice chair does not have any at this time. So our next item is recognitions. And I'm going to turn that over to Dr. Huskin.
I'm going to turn it right back to you. So as you know, tonight is Celebrate Robin Mahan night. As you can see, she's not sitting in her typical seat. She has been rocking Halifax County Public Schools for 45 years. And I have promised that there will be a kidnapping at the end of this month. So, you know, we do have police presence. So here now, if she turns up missing later in the month, come get me. Because she is going to be retiring after 45 years, and much well deserved. But tonight, Robin, we are celebrating you. So, Ms. Fraley, if you will join me, we are going to
There's just one thing I want to say before I read this. For me, it's been a pleasure to have you, to be able to call upon you, even on Saturday afternoon. And I remember the first time I had to do that was in January. So I thank you for every single thing that you've done for this board and for the school system.
We're going to count Val as the interim, right? 6 in an interim? A lot. She says, wait, since 1970 what?
Okay. Resolution. Whereas Robin C. Mahan has worked 45 years for Halifax County Public Schools, and whereas Robin C. Mahan has served as the administrative assistant to 7 superintendents for Halifax County Schools, and whereas Robin C. Mahan has provided invaluable assistance to numerous school board members on the Halifax County School Board, and whereas Robin C. Mahan has professionally served all of the employees, parents, students, and community members of Halifax County Public Schools in her official capacity. Now therefore be it resolved that the Halifax County School Board expresses its sincere gratitude to Robin C. Mahan for her devotion to public education and wishes her well in her retirement. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Robin C. Mahan and that the text be included in the school board's minutes for September 12, 2022. Adopted, 12th day, September 2022.
The hardest part was doing all this without her knowing. Or at least her acting like she didn't know.
I didn't say anything. Our next item of business will be the reports. Required notifications, Mr. Davis.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chairman, Dr. Hudson, school board members. I come before you this afternoon just to share the public media announcement prior notifications, which we are required to publicly announce by the Code of Virginia. So if you please just bear with me, I have to read these. Just bear with me. So in compliance with the Code of Virginia, the following are announced publicly. The actual cost for people of 2021-2022 in the Halifax County Public School Division was $14,462. The estimated per pupil cost for the 2022-2023 school year is $16,185. All funding sources, including local, state, and federal monies, are considered in these calculations. The Halifax County Public Schools Code of Conduct and Parent Notifications booklet for the 2022-2023 is distributed to all pupils attending a public school in Halifax County, Virginia. Copies are available from request to the school board office at 434-476-2171. Guidance and counseling programs are available to all children enrolled in Halifax County Public Schools, as well as services to English learner, ALE students. Parents may contact the child's guidance counselor or school principal for additional information. The Halifax County School Board's policy manual is available on the school division's website and at the Halifax County School Board office. The Halifax County School Board's budget for the 22-23 school year is available on the school division's website and at the Halifax County School Board office. The Halifax County Public Schools Gifted Education Plan is available on the school division's website and at the Halifax County School Board office. The Halifax County Public Schools Comprehensive Plan is available for public inspection at the Halifax County School Board office and on the school division's website. The division superintendent may release student directory information, which will include the student's name, home address, email address, telephone listing, date and place of birth, major field of study, participation in officially recognized activities and sports, weight and height of members of athletic teams, dates of attendance, degrees, awards received, and other similar information. Directory information will be released to military recruiters, but will not be used for commercial purposes. Parents and eligible students may request the schools not disclose this directory information. Graduation requirements are available to parents and students in the 2022-2023 Halifax County High School Student Handbook. Additional information relative to graduation requirements and various diploma options high school students is available from the Halifax County High School Guidance Department at 434-575-2017. Information regarding dual enrollment, advanced placement classes and special programs are available to all parents and students. Please contact the Halifax County High School Guidance Department or Rebecca Saunders, coordinator of the Career and Technical Education Program. Information regarding applied studies diploma and its limitations must be provided to parents of students with disabilities at the student's annual IEP meeting corresponding to grade 3 through 12 when curriculum or statewide assessment decisions are being made that impact the type of diploma from which the student can qualify. All Halifax County Public Schools participate in the Community Eligibility Program. Under this program, Parents of each student attending Halifax County Public School may request information regarding the professional qualifications of the child's classroom teachers or paraprofessionals. These inquiries should be directed to Jeffrey Davis, Director of Human Resources at 434-476-3130. Grade level standards of learning, learning objectives, and high school course outlines are available upon request through the Director of Elementary Instruction. These are along at 434-476-3131, or the Director of Secondary Instruction, Dawn Miller, at 434-476-2171. The EPA requires educational agencies to identify asbestos-containing materials in school buildings. Each Halifax County Public School has an asbestos management plan which is retained at the school site. To request a review of the specific school asbestos management plan, contact the school's principal or the Director of Maintenance at 434-572-4346. As required by Title IX of the Education Amendment of 1972, the Halifax County Public School Division does not discriminate on the basis of race, sex, national origin, color, age, religion, or disability in its educational programs or activities and employment practices. Inquiries related to the application of Title IX regulations are addressed to the Title IX Coordinator, Jeffrey Davis, at 434-476-3130, or the alternate Title IX Coordinator, Jeannie Hawks, at 434-476-3142. Concerns may be addressed to the Office of Civil Rights at 1-800-421-3481. The Halifax County Public Schools Division Annual Report Card from the Virginia Department of Education may be accessed at the VDOE website. Homeless children residing in Halifax County, Virginia are eligible to be enrolled in the public school. Persons having questions or concerns about homeless school-aged children should contact Pamela Eads, Director of Federal Programs, at 434-476-3126. Information on eating disorders is provided to parents of Halifax County High School students in grades 5 to 12. Persons having questions or concerns about eating disorders should contact Tina Slaybaugh, School Nurse Coordinator, at 434-476-5526. All Halifax County Public Schools post a report of the most recent food safety inspection in your visible location. To request a copy of this inspection report, please contact the Food Service Liaison Department at 434-476-3157. Testing, transparency, and parent opt-out. At the beginning of each school year, school divisions that receive Title I funds should notify the parents of each student attending any school receiving Title I funds that the parents may request and the division will provide in a timely manner information regarding any state or division policy regarding student participation and parental right to opt a child out of such assessments. Persons having questions or concerns should contact Jeannie Hawks at 434-476-3142. The Halifax County Public School Division provides FERPA, Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act. School divisions must provide parent, guardians, and adult students annual notice of their rights to inspect, review educational records, amend educational records, consent to disclosure of personally identifiable information in educational records, and file a complaint with the U.S. Department of Education. That information is listed below. A list of the career technical classes and opportunities may be obtained by contacting Rebecca Saunders, Coordinator of Career and Technical Education, at 434-575-2013, or Dawn Miller, Director of Secondary Instruction, 434-476-2171. This notice can be disseminated in Spanish by contacting the Title III Coordinator, Family Eats, at 434-476-3126. There is no action that needs to be for this report. It's just we have to share this information with the school. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Next item will be the high school construction project update.
Good evening. Good evening. Dr. Huskin, members of the board, thank you for having me here. My report to you tonight will be brief, and I'll explain why. At this point in the project, the schematic design is completed by the architect. They had their own independent cost estimators go out, and the contractor, Howard Shop, did some of their own cost estimation. We compared the two. They did come in higher than what we wanted to, so what we're doing now is going through value engineering. Basically, what that means is we're trying to whittle away at that number and get that building right size for its intended purpose for you all. So, some of the things we're looking at, your hallways are 12 feet in corridors. And we, after speaking with you all, we realized that you don't really use architect to come up with some options to design. And we're also putting a dollar figure to those. And if this board would allow us to, we'd like to present those to you all late next week. That is my update for you all this evening. I would ask that you make a decision tonight on a meeting next week when the contractor, the architect, and myself will all come back here and present you some real numbers.
How much time do you anticipate that you need next week?
Maybe an hour.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Anytime is fine with me. Mr. Lloyd has proposed 5 o'clock as a time, and what day?
I'm just asking so I don't have to leave work. Wednesday.
What about Wednesday?
Wednesday, 21st, 5 o'clock.
Is that okay? Wednesday, is that okay? Okay with you, Dr. Husky?
Hold on. Hold on. 2 phones, hold on. Sure.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yes, ma'am.
5 o'clock, the 21st? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair?
Yes, sir.
Question for I just listened to a statement about not using lockers in the past. Are we going to use lockers at all?
We probably want some in the field houses for athletics, but as far as after talking with you all, kids, they need schools, and yes, the answer is yes, you're gonna need some lockers, we're not taking all the lockers out, even, putting like a group of them, a bank of them grouped together in certain areas of the building, that would be advantageous, you can't get rid of all the lockers, you're gonna need some, but you don't need a whole row every corridor all the way down.
Right, I understand. I wasn't quite clear whether you're going to eliminate all of them or just going to have a few.
Yes, sir.
I know we're going to have some in the athletic area,
Yes, sir.
but so it'll be a limited amount, which is going to still bring the spaces in smaller, right?
Yes, sir.
Even if we do have some. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's in certain areas of the building.
Right.
where appropriate.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all.
There's not any unfinished business at this time. We now go to new business, which is the appointment of the student representative to the school board. And I'll turn that to Dr. Huskin.
I would ask that we appoint Mark Betts II as our high school representative.
Is he here?
Is he here with us this evening? Mr. Betts? So this evening, we would appoint him, and then he would join us for the next meeting.
He's willing to come next time.
Okay, I guess you all have to approve him first, and then we would appoint him.
Okay. Does Mr. Davis know him? I mean, Can you,
Do you want to tell us a little bit?
can you just tell us a little bit about him since he's not here?
Madam Chair, Dr. Husky, board members, it gives me an honor to introduce, again, Dr. Husky said, Mark Betts II. Did have an opportunity to meet this young fellow. He's a lively fellow. He knows the responsibility which his new role will take. I did speak with his mother also, so he's really excited about it. This young man is a senior, he's a 17-year-old senior. He is a member of our cross-country team also, so he's an athletic also, so he can give us different sides from the student representative side.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Davis. So I'm ask the board's approval. All those who are in favor say aye. Need a motion. I'm sorry. I need a motion for this gentleman to be our new board
So moved.
representative. Thank you, Mr. Potts. In a second. Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. All those who are in favor say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed. Motion's carried.
Mr. Davis, he does understand he got to wear blue and white every week, right?
All right. Okay. Now I'm going to need a motion for us to go into closed meeting.
All right, pursuant to section 2.23711 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of considering the following specific matters: personnel, the appointment, resignation, salaries, and performance of specific division employees is authorized by section 2.23711.1 of the Code of Virginia.
Need a second? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
And all opposed. We are now